Recording my local.
I'm recording my local. Sorry, I'm hearing so much of myself. I actually need to
All right, I'm
mute
gonna just three, two,
something.
one.
Otherwise, I'm going to go insane. Yeah, the delay is just enough that I am feeling the
Insane.
kind of like DD Mega Doodoo like local news presenter who people are like, "Oh, did she have a stroke on screen?" And it's like, "No, she just heard herself on just enough of a delay that her human brain stopped being able to parse her as a different person." Yeah, I'll add my car to this We Live in Hell because I agree with you. I'm just choosing to react to being in hell differently. All right. And now I'm muted in my ears, but I'm still recording. All right. So,
All right, let me finish taking off my combat boots, and then let me clap. Oh, actually, here. All right, three, two, one.
juicy. Good clap. That one works. Uh Sorry, Alex, for the episode we forgot to clap. You did a remarkable job timing us without making us on top of each other. You can still hear me, right, Vicky?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then I'm gonna just go into the story that I was telling you before we end into this.
Yeah.
My
Go
high
for
school
it.
physics teacher, Mr. Graham, who again, same type of gay voice as Lindsey Graham, literally shared the last name. I think Graham is the official last name of guys you hear mention the word wife and go, really? Because I in my senior year of high school, I was an office aide to the English teacher that I had a fraught personal relationship with, where basically we would drink coffee and gossip like bitches for an hour every single day. It was great. Um, but anyway, she was telling me, I was like, oh yeah, I hope he's okay. He would like fall asleep in class and then like during a test, and he was a real deep sleeper, so we'd all just actively cheat when he was unconscious. And that's how I passed physics, baby. I'm bad at math. We'll get to that at the end of the episode. Uh but no, yeah, she was regaling me of the time she met him at a teacher event, like a teacher mixer at the high school, and she literally spit a drink out when he said the word wife. Like she literally like spit a tequila, like a margarita, all over the ground when he said the word wife. He would always tell this story about buying his daughter a bright lime green new Beetle as her first car, but it was like a year. He got a deal on it or whatever, so he had it for a year before he gave it to her. In the way he would just talk about like
that
how
color was
happy
called.
his
That color was
how
called Turbonium, for the record.
Turbonium.
That was like, I think
Wow.
that was the color they went, like the name for it, because it was an ad campaign where they used that a bunch. Anyway, go on.
Uh anyways, he would talk about this really hot cop, and then the punchline of his own story was that he would say uh that it was a woman and not a man. And that was, yeah. So
That
he
was
like
supposed.
knew he had terminal southern gay voice, but like I still was just like, wow, you can just sound like that. That's crazy. Um Anyways, it's a podcast. Hello.
Yeah.
We took a week off.
Welcome to the 25th episode of Tran Girlismo. I am your host, Victoria Scott. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hofstetter, and my pronouns are she and her. I don't know
Um,
why I yelled that last one.
yeah.
Like
Well,
Scott Stapp holding a note.
so I, I took a vacation last week. Because it it was just like I just needed a break from everything, so I kind of like pushed everything off. I went out to the mountain. My wife took me to the zoo. I got to see some friends. It was just like a very nice, pleasant sort of break from email and like being on the constant treadmill of modern day American life. And so that's why we had a not a repeat, but like an old bonus episode that we unlocked for everybody last week. So this week, after my pleasant, relaxing, lovely time, uh, It is 100,000 degrees in my apartment.
Yeah, I was about to say, you are like literally glowing, but now I think I'm realizing that it's just a fine layer of sweat.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a fine layer of sweat. The sky was basically orange until today, and it's supposed to be orange again tomorrow because somebody just started another fire in Rainier National Park.
We've both been smoked out far more than...
Yeah, well, it's because we ruined the Earth, right?
We did,
like
yes.
this is just what every summer of the rest of our lives is going to be like. And so I started writing these notes when I was in a really bad mood because the air was toxic and full of people's homes that had, it's been incinerated by a wall of flames.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hot, and so I was like, all right, well, I'm on one. It's August. Do you remember when
August,
the Strait of
yes.
Do you remember when the Strait of Hormuz was supposed to be open?
Yeah, we're only minus 38. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're minus 68 days from when it should have been open, right? Or
well,
plus
68.
Plus 68. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won that. I was in NP. As an upstanding liberal, as an upstanding white centrist, which I now am, I guess. Do you know what the first station I programmed into the new car, which we'll talk about at the end of the episode? Do you know what I programmed?
National Public Radio.
NPR, baby.
Jesus Christ.
But they had a guy on who writes for The Atlantic basically saying out loud, "We lost this war. We're cooked. We can't fight China. Everything's over. America is no longer a military power." They were saying that on NPR.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I'm like, ooh.
Because they're like, when people talk about, like, oh, scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds, that's not strictly true, but it is for everybody who writes for NPR. Like, NPR is definitionally, like, that's where the liberals who will bleed fascist all go to work.
And I think that is an asterisk. I think that is for the actual national organization.
Oh, yeah. Local NPR
your
is
local
a completely
NPR
different
station's
thing.
usually your best resource for, like, good local reporting. Sorry, not to get those two things twisted. I happily give money to WESA 90.5 FM, which was the same as my station in Austin. So when I moved up here, I didn't even have to find the station. It was just NPR again, which I thought was a little cute.
Yeah, but, so we are plus 68
we're cooked.
days.
Yeah, we're cooked.
From when
and
the thing is, it's funny, is, like, I wrote these notes, today we were recording on a Friday. I wrote these notes on Tuesday, and I was like, I hope that the Strait doesn't open and make everything I wrote irrelevant. And do you know what the headlines have been every single day this week? Here, AP News. Let's see. Wait, hold on a second. Where was the headline I just had?
Get all your oil from the bank. It's over. Sell everything. Freak out.
Oh, sorry. NBC. Flurry of diplomacy as Gulf nations seek Iran deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That was a day ago. Reuters. U.S. expects deal soon on the Strait of Hormuz.
Sorry, the phrase flurry of diplomacy was so 40s newsreel that it really got me there. It really tickled me.
Flurry of diplomacy.
Yeah.
It should be said in a mid-Atlantic accent.
We can, like, make cis people vocal train en masse to get back to that voice,
That's how that voice came about. It wasn't a natural voice. It was one that they, like, trained people to have as broadcasters and radio presenters.
Oh. That makes sense. And you know what? I do remember that from RTF 101 at my community college. It's like when your milquetoast middle of the road liberal is like, it's over, we lost. When someone who writes for The Atlantic is saying, it's over, we've just got to do whatever we can to get that shit open. And also, guess what? We want to fight a war? We can't. We just can't. The lady on the for whatever national NPR host was like, she's like, is it that bad? Like, she was literally like, wait, is it that bad? Like heartbreaking. NPR journalist finally has conversation without someone willing to put positive spin on the Iran situation and is, like, devastated by it.
I've been really upset. I tend to do really badly with the heat, And considering that this is going to be what I live in for the rest of my miserable, godforsaken life in the center of this evil, evil empire, I decided I was on one. So I have a good 5 pages of notes on 2 topics here. We have a fun thing at the end. Jordan
we do
has
have a fun thing.
Jordan's got a really fun thing. As usual, I was like, it's over. It's so fucking Jover. Everything is doomed. And Jordan's like, hey, I'm here with a fun thing that I'm enjoying my life. And it's like, this is why the podcast works, obviously.
Okay, but my wife and I got here because we were staring at the void, right? We did this because we're also very depressed in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I should also mention, before I get into my spiel for this week, we do also have shirts and stickers open for pre-order until the end of August. It is, so you'll get this. You've got like a couple weeks left. I got some water bottle sized, like indoor sort of printed like CMYK Tran Girlismo stickers. We have a bunch more of the like 8x3, I think, outdoor bumper stickers, vinyl printed, that work great on cars. We have t-shirts back for pre-order again. And then, by popular demand, I designed a heading to the Shapes Place sticker for indoor-outdoor use, and people seem to fucking love it.
It's so good. I was saying, I'm always flattered when someone says that they picked up a vocal tick from one of us. I feel like mine get pointed out the most to me, but like, the fact that people say
heading to the Shapes Place,
Shapes Place is like, dog. I love that I got people saying dog, because that's the thing my coworkers and I've been seeing a lot of memes about how you will always have the one group of coworkers that is like your ideal work group forever. Dog is what we all called each other because a bunch of us were doing weird fucky gender things, or at the very least we're like all ironic dipshits working at a toy store in Austin. So we really all embraced dog wholeheartedly the summer of 2018, and it's ruined my life. You ever call your beautiful wife Big Dog in a moment of pure bliss? It's bad. Anyways, but yeah, no, the fact that people say that someone asked me if I got it from somewhere, and I'm like, no, this is such a, like, I think I have referred to this since I was going to like visual therapy for my dyslexia in middle school.
And by this you mean Shapes Place,
Shapes Place, not dog. No, I mean, I've been saying the word dog, like D-O-G, to describe the animal. I've been saying that basically since I could talk. I think that's one of the first things they teach us is like cat, dog, America, God. God's just dog backwards.
You know what? I have an idea, actually.
Yeah, what's up?
Hello, my beautiful wife. Would you be willing to make me a strong alcoholic beverage before I get into my spiel about American industrial collapse? Thanks, babe. I love you. There we go. Anyway, speaking of industrial collapse, act fast and get your stickers and shirts soon, because we aren't going to be able to ship things as soon as the post office collapses.
Well, Big Cartel also fucked us in.
Oh my god!
Shipping was also a nightmare.
It's all
there
fixed.
First.
It's all fixed. Everything is flat rate shipping. We do have international shipping. It is like predictably not the cheapest, but also we can ship to the entire globe. And I have already seen people order from like at least 2 other, and I think possibly 3 other continents. I really would love it if we could get some like listener merch in like Africa. It would be so cool if you send me a picture from like Dakar with a Tran Girlismo shirt on.
I was also saying, hey, if you're international, this might be a far fetch. Maybe poke around in the comments on Patreon just to see if someone else is also, in your
country and
nearby. And maybe you can split shipping.
Because it doesn't. We will absolutely end up eating shipping costs if somebody orders a bunch of stuff all at once, and I designed it for that. It's okay. It's fine.
It all comes out in the wash.
We'll eat it. Yeah, it'll work fine. Just save yourself money if you need to, and like if you like know a bunch of like Swedish Tran Girlismo fans and you all want to like get one order sent to, I don't know, the Volvo factory and drive out there together and split it, go for it.
Also, if you do
that, please take a picture of it. That'd be awesome.
If you put it on something that is not a car and is maybe, I don't know, what I did in New York, like a bar bathroom or whatever, But let us know. I always love seeing those in person. Hey, folks, it's Tran Girlismo, not Trans Girlismo. I know it would be more straightforward if it was Trans Girlismo. I've been seeing that one a lot. I've been seeing so many people. I'm like, that's just an extra letter. That's fine. But I was just like, no, you're hitting one key you don't have to. Save that mileage on your S key.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get another keyboard because industrial collapse is right around the corner.
Computers aren't real anymore.
If you're listening to us from China, please let us know how it is to live in a society
Ni
that's
hao,
got, like,
comrade.
Yeah, so,
Ni hao, big dog, what I say to the Chinese paratrooper who lands in my street, and then I go, hey man, you wanna check out blank, insert car that you have to listen to the end of the episode to hear, blank.
Anyway, it's
speaking
of enormous, expensive motors that take a lot of gasoline to run. It's time for the How Fucked Are We report on gasoline with your correspondent, Victoria Scott. That's me. I'm reporting live from deep inside the center of humiliation where the metaphors are coming in hard and fast.
We're doing... Look.
Yes?
I'm just saying, why shouldn't I get to burn some of the last gasoline to ever exist in America?
So here's the thing, right? Is like I dove into this because I've been trying to envision some sort of gasoline oil special for us for a bit, and I was like, as I look at this, it's just too big. We cannot cover the global oil market in a single episode of Tran Girlismo in any kind of way that would be funny or entertaining or complete. And God knows I will never let pedants get an edge in on me.
And first we must ask, what is oil? Hey, actually, you know what road trip I should do real quick? I should drive to Drakeswell. I should drive to Drakeswell tomorrow.
Thank
oh my God, and if I drive out
drink, dear.
That looks delicious.
It's raspberry lemonade and gin, I'm pretty sure.
Asked for one myself. We're several hundred miles away.
We're over 1,000. Anyway.
That's so true.
Jordan, do you know what the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is?
Yes, it is barrels of oil we literally have stockpiled somewhere, probably under a salt mine of some sort, probably.
Yes. Yeah. So it's referred to as the SPR for short. We started it in 1975. You might remember that decade being, known as the Malaise era.
I was minus 21 in 1975.
Well, that's where all the cars came from that trans women drive semi-ironically, Like, yeah. Trans girls love a Mustang, too.
We do. Do I feel anything about the Mustang, too? No, I just don't like it. I don't like it. If
you're a trans woman driving a Mustang 2 and you've got, some, ratty old combat boots, call me. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's your type of that.
It is, yeah.
Bert.
So, sorry, my wife was about to do something incredibly noisy. Don't do that. Okay.
Hi, Antigone.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, we decided that we were going to stockpile petroleum, specifically crude oil, as a means of protecting ourselves from future supply shocks.
It's
so that we couldn't be held hostage like OPEC did.
We hold it in now, unrefined petroleum, right?
Yeah, it's okay. We have a mixture of sweet and sour crude, which is just different types of refinement, but it's all crude oil.
Sweet and sour crude, that's like that Chinese American dish with the bright red sauce that makes certain kids crazy.
Again, I should also point out that the reason OPEC started kicking our ass was because we were backing Israel with declaring war on the entire Middle East.
History rhymes all the time. Yeah.
So, yeah, along the Gulf Coast, there are a bunch of naturally occurring salt domes, which every time I try to explain geology in a podcast, I do it wrong, and 6 geologists email me, so I'm just going to keep it really simple and say it's where there's a big, thing of salt underground,
Yeah.
and it kind of like creates a pocket. This is an immense oversimplification, but if you inject a ton of water into it, you can dissolve all the salt, and then you have a massive cavern. And so there are 4 different sites with a bunch of caves. The caves are up to 4,000 feet below the surface of the earth, and the largest cave contains 37 million barrels of capacity itself. We have a total capacity of 714 million barrels worth of oil in these caverns underground. Yeah, that's also, everything about this is at a scale much larger than you would like think.
This is one of those real things that's very Warhammer. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, no, obviously we have to hollow out the earth and then pour our black sludge back into the earth to fuel our war machine.
And to be like, for comparison, in last year, the U.S. consumed an average of about 20.6 million barrels of petroleum per day. So petroleum products and oil. So this is just crude oil, so it has to be refined further. But like, that's still a lot.
That's way more than
a ton of oil.
That's more oil than I thought we were using a day. Does that include the military, or is that domestic use?
The United States Energy Information Administration does not say specifically what that statistic is derived from.
Okay. I just I know how dirty the military is in terms of if America would not be the world's #1 polluter if the military didn't exist, and we should all think about that.
Yeah.
Could mean nothing. Could mean nothing. Who's to say?
Well, we'll get to that. That's the second half of the episode.
Fuck, right. Defense contracting. Yeah. Oil and defense contracting. It's a car podcast. Oil is very much a car podcast.
Yeah. Interestingly, actually, I found that the oil naturally, because I was always wondering, like, you know, maybe it like creates a bunch of sludge at the bottom and so it's not as usable, but it actually mixes due to temperature gradients within the caverns themselves. Like, it's naturally self-mixing. And we've actually, in the past, we had to shut down one of these because it like they have a limited lifespan, right? So a certain number of pumping and, fill and removal cycles erodes at the cavern, and you don't want them getting too thin because then they can get too close to like either natural aquifers or other caverns, and they're not going to be like good storage solutions. So there's one of these we shut down in the 90s, and we actually managed to get 98% of the oil that was in it out, which is fascinating.
Good for us.
Didn't expect it to be. I know, right? We're so good at doing this.
Army Corps of Engineers, probably. Shout out.
I think this is DOE, because DOE seems to handle all of the stuff.
They are the scariest branch of government.
Their carbines go crazy.
Those
guns are so cool.
Do you remember when Rick Perry became the cabinet chair of the Department of Energy, and then realized he had the key to every nuke? Do you remember when he realized he was maybe the most powerful man alive in terms of like the things he physically controlled? And it allegedly scared the shit out of him. He really thought it was all oil, and then he's just like, oh, okay, all right. That's when he started wearing those glasses to try to feel smart. And also, he would stop wearing sunglasses in the gay bars he went to in Austin. Allegedly. That's all the old gays in Austin will tell you about every politician who was secretly gay in the 90s.
So in any case, we can pump out oil at a rate of 4.4 million barrels a day for about 90 days. And then the rate slows because the caverns get emptier, and so we have to start, like, there are multiple straws we have, basically. That's just oil pumps, but they're differing lengths. And so we can't just, it starts to slow down the rate as we have fewer and fewer straws that can actually reach all the way to the bottom. So the reason that I started looking into this is because on March 11th of this year, Department of Energy Secretary Chris Wright, who it seems to go entirely under the radar, like, I haven't really heard much about him at all.
It's always the Trump administration guys who you like don't have eyes on because they're usually not online. They're usually not posters, which I need to see if this is a real Trump quote, but
he's okay. I forgot. Here's his claim to fame. In 2019, he drank fracking fluid to demonstrate that it was safe. It's that guy.
Aha! How's your very normal stomach, my man?
He is a crazy hardcore oil industry guy. So like pretty much just like as evil as all the rest of them.
I thought you were about to tell me he was a secret logger like Duffy again.
He oh yeah, during his tenure as Secretary of Energy, Wright has forced several coal plants to stay operational, arguing they were needed for grid reliability. Literally doing the thing where it's like, but I thought I wanted to mine coal after the revolution. No, go write poetry. To avoid that outcome, he's kept them online.
Yeah, like reminder that Kohl's, department store Kohl's, employs more people than the coal industry. Just think about how many people were subsidizing.
Insane.
Yeah. Like when Toys R Us closed, that probably put as many people out of work as if we shut down every coal mine and plant.
What if we just like let the coal miners like do something that wasn't like one of the worst jobs ever created in human history?
Well, so we just told them to all code, and then a bunch of them got good jobs coding. And then a bunch of people have decided that actually AI needs to do all of that code now, so we've made them unemployed twice.
Damn, well, it happens to the best of us. That's also the story of my career.
I was about to say, I was just like, I had to tell a banker that my occupation was technically podcaster yesterday, and let me tell you, I almost went to Subway. My friend who is a therapist was deeply troubled by how we link the Subway franchise of bad restaurants and thinking about killing ourselves.
Anyway, Chris Wright, on March 11th of this year, announced that 172 million barrels of crude oil would be sold through the next 120 days as a means of offsetting the loss of supply from the Strait of Hormuz, because that's about when the ships started to stop getting that's when the last ones were arriving in ports, and so it was like, okay, we're gonna hit a supply crunch. We're just gonna backfill with this. I will save you the math. I can see you thinking in your head. It has been 149 days, I think. I wrote 147, but I wrote these notes 2 days ago, so 149 days.
Yeah.
Since he said that, we have drawn down our supply from 415.4 million in March to 304.8 million. So we are below half full. We're down 111 million barrels.
Tight. Cool.
So actually, the thing is we're still under what he said we could sell. We still have room. We actually have more barrels we will probably sell in the coming like weeks and months. And that was why I was kind of confused, is because I'm like, well,
yeah, why is this a story now then if we're still fine?
Well, that's the thing, right? So like, if you go back to 2022 under Biden, do you remember him being president? That was fun.
I don't. That's the other weird thing, is I don't remember him except I remember there being at least 3 genders.
Ooh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes.
Ooh, Earth Rider.
All-timer right there.
Ooh, Earth Rider, thanks. What is that?
You don't remember Ooh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes?
No. Did he have a stroke?
They're kind of like live on stage.
Oh,
when he was at some brewery in Michigan, yeah.
Okay, I remember Corn Pop, and then everyone figuring out that Corn Pop was a real guy and having to give it to him, actually. Where it's just like, no, we had this guy called Corn Pop, and everyone's like, oh my god, we've got to put him down. And it was like, no, Corn Pop was a real guy. And that's why he won in 2020. It's because he was right about Corn Pop. And if he was right about that, maybe he was right about, I don't know.
Well, so do you remember in 2022, 4 years ago, when Russia invaded Ukraine?
Yes, when Russia saved us from the continuing F1 career of Nikita Mazepin. Yes, correct.
That was the that was the end of cheap Russian oil, which is, kind of a problem for the world market. So Biden authorized the release of 180 million barrels then. And before that point, we were sitting at like over 500 million. We never really restocked after that.
That makes sense.
So like Trump's main goal, if he had been an intelligent president, would have been like, hey, we're going to refill the stockpile. Theoretically.
Oh, I guess it's just good down there eventually because it's unrefined, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem to. They do occasional like periodic sell-offs, primarily as a means of like raising a little extra capital, or
For sure,
I assume keeping it fresh, doing maintenance. But like they don't really seem to have any need to like swap it out very frequently.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it comes from the ground, right? Like, I mean, it's where it belongs.
Go back
right?
to your home.
I feel like I should be more shocked that it just works, but like, yeah, duh, it comes from the ground. Like, I'm no rocket scientist, I'm no petro pervert, but like, I think that makes sense.
So this still sounds like pretty bad, but I can make it much worse.
Oh, good. I was about to say, I was like, well, actually, this doesn't seem that bad.
Well, okay, so in May, actually, of this year, the Governmental Accountability Office did a review of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and they wrote that, quote, DOE officials consistently told us that DOE and the maintenance and operations contractor are holding the infrastructure together with Band-Aids. That is a direct quote. And that it is uncertain how long the SPR, or how long it will hold. This includes key infrastructure like pipelines and brine disposal systems, as well as less obvious but still critical systems like fire suppression.
Oh, God. Oh, no, it's all flammable. Every single bit of it's flammable. I'm sorry, did you say brine disposal?
Yes.
Like they've got to debrine it like it's a rotisserie chicken?
Well, they were salt.
Right,
caverns.
I guess it was salt. Wow, it's just savory ass, like savory ass.
That's why they call
oil.
it sweet and sour crude. It's how much brine they use.
I've not eaten enough this week.
And you Shay pickle right now.
I was just thinking about really bad, like the Chinese place I worked at high school. Their sweet and sour chicken, where it's just breaded chicken and the bright red sauce that again makes certain kids crazy. I don't know.
Does it really?
Maybe that's like maybe I have been accidentally like Make America Healthy Again mommed. Red dye children behavior. If you know, I know all of these feel like RFK is.
Oh no.
There are studies that show
please join me in
red dye number
Jordan
3 can be a trigger for hyperactivity from the children's hospital. Okay. It's kind of real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't doing like vaccine denial, so like
no, I don't think you should vaccinate your. No, could you imagine? Could you imagine if 25 episodes in I did that reveal of like, actually, I'm a nightmare. Not only am I not the type of communist you are, I'm an anti-vax. No, I love needles. Not for. I don't. Oil.
The official stance of this podcast is to vaccinate your children.
Please vaccinate your kids, vaccinate your pets, vaccinate yourself. Steal kids to No, don't. We can't say that. That's bad.
Anyway,
I like that.
So the other thing that's crazy here about
Strategic Petroleum Reserve is about as put together as my mental health right now.
The thing that's even crazier about it, right, is that as of May this year, when the report was published, only one of the 4 SPR sites can actually be drawn down at 100% of its intended rate. So, like, whatever that theoretical 4.4 million barrels a day is, right, only one of the 4 sites can actually be pumped at that rate. One of them, the one in Big Hill, Texas, is completely inaccessible because of construction. It's just the oil's in there, and we can't get it.
So we don't not have it. You know what I mean? It's like when you lock.
I'm good for it, I swear.
I locked myself out of my car. Please, you gotta help me.
My credit card is in my other pants.
Yes,
Trust me.
We're pulling a Jag owner, but with the concept of free flowing oil.
So what this means
Big
is
Hill
that,
is a peak Texas town name, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's probably like 30 feet tall.
It is a slight incline at best, but yes.
So that means that about 103 million barrels are totally inaccessible to be drawn down, and the SPR requires about 70 million barrels never be removed for safety reasons, according to CNBC. Although Bloomberg puts that operational floor closer to like 150 to 200 million barrels, which I don't know if you're doing math on that, but if we are currently down to 304.8 million barrels left. We have 70 million barrels that can't be removed. We have 150 to 200 million barrels that can't be removed. We got about 70 million more barrels we can pull out for this specific pull that Chris Wright set up, and then we're done. And it's like, I wonder if we're getting close here. But it gets worse. Jordan, all of this is irrelevant. Everything I told you, all of the research I did, imagine how mad I was when I had been learning about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for 6 hours to write this episode. And then I realized that none of it even mattered because the US is completely fucking tapped for the ability to refine crude oil. As of right now, the 4-week rolling average...
this before I just bought a car with a gas engine.
Yes, we should have. The 4-week rolling average for U.S. refinery utilization is 96.3%, which is the highest by far since the pandemic. So that means that even if we could get the last of the oil out of the ground that we have trapped it in because our petroleum reserve is literally falling apart at the seams to the point that the DOE is referring to it as held together with Band-Aids.
Capitalism rocks.
We couldn't fucking refine it.
Capitalism rocks. We got the oil from the ground, put it back in the ground, and now we can't get it back out of the ground. It's stuck. We dropped the oil.
Yeah, so I will obviously, if you're listening, I will link the CNBC article and the Bloomberg article, and you can pick which one of those numbers you believe. I believe the Bloomberg one more. It was a better reported piece. But, you know, it doesn't even matter because we can't refine it. We can't get prices any lower because there's no more domestic refining capacity, which is probably why Chris Wright said recently, quote, "There is certainly more oil in the SPR, but we have no thoughts whatsoever of needing any more because we can't get it. There's nothing we could do with it. It would be like, hey, we want to run your car on crude oil. We have sweet and we have sour. maybe your car also gets ADHD hyperactivity from red juice."
No, but you know what I realized You know what I realized I could switch over to at the drop of a hat though, which is maybe a hint. I could go to
E85.
I can run it on E85, baby.
Okay, you know what's cool? You know what else is trapped in the Strait of Hormuz, Jordan?
Corn?
Fertilizer. God
damn it! Fuck! Right, corn comes from the ground. Fuck.
So why did I want to research this at this point, right? And like this is going to be really pertinent now with Jordan having this gas car that is not good on fuel that she's just
I got 34
3 hours ago.
I got 34 miles to the gallon on the highway.
You better have, because the U.S. average gas cost is now $4.08 a gallon, up from $3.81 a month ago. And it is August. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed, and we are out of levers to pull to increase supply. With SPR is completely irrelevant at this point. I mean, that's according to Chris Wright. Even if somehow we could fix all this shit and pull the last 300 million barrels out of the ground, we don't have the refinery capacity, so it doesn't matter anyway. According to a report from EnergyNow.com, I love specialist sites.
They're so good. They're so good.
EnergyNow.com. They interviewed Bob McNally, who is president of the Rapidan Energy Group, who, as far as I can tell, is like the LeBron James of the oil market knowing. You know?
Yeah, he has elite ball knowledge. Yeah,
Literally, yes. This guy knows ball. He said, quote, "The most effective option to increase oil supply for any U.S. president would be to press Saudi Arabia to increase oil production, an option not feasible because the exports remain constrained by disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz amid the Iran conflict. Other potential measures, including a windfall profits tax, gasoline price controls, or legal action against oil companies, are either politically unrealistic, economically risky, or unlikely to meaningfully reduce prices.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I wrote this 3 days ago, Rubio said that he hoped the deal was coming, quote, very shortly. Trump said that this round of negotiations is Iran's last chance. And I think that this might be why he's getting like more hardline more frequently. Like we had that brief scare where we thought he was going to blow up every bridge in the country. Back in,
which
I don't know, June or something.
I think so. Yeah. It does explain. I mean, we're still not to rationing, and even if we get there, obviously this is why, we deserve it, Like we deserve this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. America deserves this L. And may it inshallah let it lead us into a better future if by being humbled like this.
We can't keep getting away with it. We just cannot keep getting away with it.
And if we can, then I don't think the world works. Like this is how I know that Western order has actually been a disaster for the humankind.
I have read parts of, but never in its entirety, the Jakarta Method. So I was like, I should just sit down and read it from beginning to end and just like be fully aware of it. And it's like, you can't read that and not come to the conclusion that like American hegemony has been a disaster for most people in the world who cared about a better future.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to end at some point. And maybe if the NPR people are aware of it, that's a sign we're getting there. I don't know. But like,
we need to become Germany. We have been too important for too long.
I
mean, we need to be like 90s Germany.
No, not that either. Keep going back.
80s Germany? Oh. We could be
I like
East
the communism part.
No, you could have the communism part.
Can we not be the colonial state? Can we not be like
again?
It would be cool if
we need to just invent communism from first principles and let like Kamala Harris voters call it something else, and we'll be fine.
Kamalanism.
I will call it coconut treeism. Whatever you want. I just want to win. That's all I want. I just want to win. I want to my parents are buying healthcare off the market for the first time in ever.
Yeah.
Watching my parents
radicalize in real time.
Yeah, it's been many things, but yeah, watching my parents go from that Bernie Sanders fellow is extreme to expletive. Yeah, it says
Luigi Mangione thought zone.
Yeah. The cool zone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? It's like, so I guess this is, regardless of how much we deserve it, the question is, how fucked are we? And this is what I was really trying to answer by getting into the SPR, and I found out that I don't know anything anymore. Like, people will talk about this, and they'll claim to have definitive answers either way, and they're all full of shit. Because here's the thing that is, like, the fundamental uncertainty surrounding this, is that if you look at how much shipping is being done with transponders on, like, boats have transponders like planes do, and you can track them, but they can also turn those off, and then it becomes ghost shipping. The way they do that in the Strait of Hormuz right now is they basically, like,
I love that
bring
anime.
a tanker up that they don't want to, they bring a tanker up that they don't want to, like, send through. They have another tanker come up that, like, fills up, and that's the one that, risks it going through. It's a much more expensive journey because you're risking a bunch of people's lives in an entire ship. And then they, like, offload it later to somebody else, and then they finish the transit. There's a bunch of that happening, apparently. We're apparently back to post Memorandum of Understanding levels again. So remember we had the Memorandum of Understanding, which is otherwise known as kind of like sort of like a ceasefire, but Israel doesn't have to stop bombing Lebanon.
Which then that's the whole reason why things have fired off again, is because
it's because they kept doing it like really it was like we're gonna chill for a bit. Everybody's just gonna take a chill pill, and we'll do like this tit for tat thing, but it won't be a broader regional war.
And
we had that, and then Israel bombed Lebanon a bunch, and then we had not that, and now we're almost back to that.
Yeah, things have cooled back down a little bit.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is like there's very little data that from a source that I trust. But CENTCOM, which is, what does CENTCOM stand for? God damn it. I always forget. Central.
Did you see that nightmare tool that Google put out for a while and then had to take down because they basically created an OSINT nightmare?
Oh, yes, I did.
Hey, you could just generate missile strikes onto this satellite photo.
United States Central Command. I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but it's the main, like,
it's the war room from the war room from Dr. Strangelove. It's those guys.
Yes.
Unfortunately, none of them are Peter Sellers these days, but you know.
They said that they've gotten through about 5.6 million barrels a day since May, and I don't trust that. That's via, where did I find that information from?
Trustusbro.gov.
That was also Bloomberg report. That was Bloomberg reporting on it,
which is like, kind of trustus.gov.
Well, it kind of is because it's like we don't, like. Chris Wright said it was 13 million barrels a day, half through the strait and half via pipelines. And CENTCOM said that it was like 5.6 million barrels a day. And it's like, there have been companies collecting shipments. So that means that they've probably stuff that left weeks ago. So there's some sort of oil flow out of the strait. We don't know how much though. To be fair, like it's a lot less. Before the war, it was 20 million barrels a day.
So we're down to maybe a fourth of...
Yeah, with optimistic American estimates, which again, I don't really trust us as I don't trust anybody in this administration. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't.
Everything is,
no.
It's all propaganda. And so the real question then driving all of this is not even just how many barrels a day are coming out of the strait. It is, what is the current demand? According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, global reserves, rather. So, like, the entire Earth, a lot of countries have these strategic reserves so that
we're not the only ones who do this.
Yeah, in the event of a supply shock, they still have supply so they can, everything doesn't grind to a halt. The modern world depends on oil. People have realized that, and they make sure that they are a little bit insulated, at least for national security purposes, against this kind of thing. 5.1 million barrels a day have been drawn from global reserves this year. So part of this is like people are drawing off of reserves that, generally speaking, we don't know how deep they go. Like one of the real big questions here is like China has managed to demolish like 7 or 8 million barrels worth of oil demand per day since this really became a problem, since oil couldn't leave the strait, and nobody knows how they're doing it, how long their reserves are. Like, we have guesses, people have ideas of how long it might be, but we don't know how much of it is demand destruction because they've either got EVs and solar, or they've cut back on certain industries that are really oil intensive, or how much of it is demand diversion, where it's all coming from internal sources that are being exported, or how much of it is coming from their own reserves, because they have massive reserves that are probably larger than ours are, but we don't know how big they are because they don't publish it. One of the things that's really fucked up is that the US, up until probably this era and going forward, had incredible transparency about all of this data. I was talking with one of my economist friend this week about how Fred, the Federal Reserve data from the St. Louis Fed, is one of the greatest sources of data in human history, in the granularity and specificity about every possible aspect of an economy you'd want to measure. It's just all sitting there, and it's already degrading. We're already starting to destroy some of that, and it's probable that we're going to have a much more opaque society going forward. But because we were the reserve currency for the world, and everybody kind of relied on the dollar being super solid, I think we had an incentive to make that data really, really obvious, to show people hey, this is where our monetary policy comes from. We're not just randomly pulling levers. We are
now. Yes, absolutely.
We have been. Well, here's the thing, right? Is when Trump finally has the feds kick down Lisa Cook's door, then we're just randomly pulling levers. But that's a different episode. But like, nobody else does this because they don't need to. China certainly doesn't. It would be like it would give people more insight than I think that they would rather they have. And you can say that's like a bad thing or a good thing or not. I mean,
I've always
specific position on it.
I've always thought it was fascinating how transparent we were about it, considering it was strategic oil, like petroleum, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah. But I think people like I think the thing is the idea for all of American history from like the 40s up until basically the Trump admin, the first one, and definitely this one, was if you give people an environment they feel they can predict, it will encourage investment. And so this is how you were friendly to business, right? Is like you give people an idea of like what's coming next so they can make accurate predictions of the future and like guess what demand is going to be. Like this is how big companies are supposed to work, and we just don't do that anymore, except for one class of companies. I will give you one guess as to who's doing fucking amazing right now. Glasses coming off.
I should just leave these off for the rest of the episode, probably, right? Because I've already taken my glasses on and off like 5 times. Which, hey, sidebar, happy news before we get in. It's the defense industry, right? By the way.
No.
Oh, cool.
No, worse.
What's worse than the defense industry?
Well, I guess it depends on your specific point of view. The oil industry.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Chevron's Q2 profit was quadruple what it was last year. And ExxonMobil's was double.
Chad, is that good?
Trump's even mad.
Yeah,
Trump's even mad. This is what's funny to me. He said, quote, "They better cut the retail price, the consumer price. I'll say it loud and clear. I'm not happy about it."
Wow, if it isn't the fault of your own fucking actions, you fucking asshole.
I can't believe Chevron made me put my hand on the stove and hold it there for when did we fucking start the Iran war? I don't even remember the day. It's been like 6 months.
Yeah, it was pre brief and sudden illness. It's been like double a McConnell disappearance. Sudden and brief.
February 28th.
Right, because it was like 2 weeks after my birthday. It was right before the wedding, and I remember going like, "Oh, haha, that'll be normal." We picked a great time to start this podcast.
We really did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. So the big thing too, also, is like, how many like refineries are offline in the Middle East? When are they going to be fixed? How
long?
I'm just shrugging constantly. I have no idea. So here's the thing, right? Is because like I have had. Why did I start looking into this? I mean, one, I was mad, and I'm sweaty and hot, and the sky is orange with soot, and I am tired of living in a country where I have to keep fucking hearing from Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that shit, so I was mad. But also part of it is like, I miss owning a car so bad. I was looking at Craigslist for a Chevy Lumina this week.
Which I still think you should do, right? Like, I think if...
I have big Lumina energy.
I just think you'd like it. Because the way you described it to me was you watched a bunch of Garbage Time and have been reminded of how nice a absolute piece of shit is car-wise.
I want a car that I could put Pilk in the radiator, yeah.
Yeah, which, like, the thing I bought is nicer than that, but also, like, I'm planning on murdering so many cones in this thing. Like, that's where I'm at. But I was also looking at, like, what can I buy for $2,000 or fewer dollars on Craigslist.
I know. I can't quite justify it right now. Part of it is like, what if I could plan what my expenses would be, and then I could theoretically like have an idea of what I could afford, and I can't.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, gas could go back to like, you know, normal for the United States, and be $3.50 or $4 a gallon in Washington for the foreseeable future when we end this eventually someday.
Yeah.
Or it could be like $10 a gallon by the end of the year. I literally cannot tell. There is not enough data publicly available. Somebody maybe can, but they're not talking. They're probably insider trading.
Yeah, it's that weird thing where I almost feel like, in terms of geopolitics right now, and especially vis-a-vis the global oil economy, we're almost back in a first couple months of 2020. No one actually has a entirely clear picture of what's going on right now. And it has kind of felt that way since 2020, that for me, 2020 was the great equalizer of, oh, no one actually knows what they're doing. Deep down, we all are. We can make informed decisions, but we are all winging it based off of experience. Experience and knowledge just means you have a better chance of knowing what you're doing when you wing it, but we're all just kind of going with it. Like, no one can truly bulletproof plan a life. And like, yeah, I have been doing quite bad in the week we have off. I got bit by a spider, and I think it legitimately made me ill for a few days.
Oh
no! Yeah, and then I've just been not sleeping, which means my mental health has tanked. And I don't want to say that has reinforced the choice that I made, but like, I am in the why not have some fun if we don't know what's going on, but also I'm going to be paying my wife back for a very long time for my half of the car we just bought. So, I hope things keep going good, because otherwise I will be paying money into a car that is sitting a lot. But also, like, this is why we bought the EV. Like, this is why, like, I am dialectical thinking has saved my entire life many times, in that I can go, yeah, fuck it, we ball. But also, let's be sensible while we ball. Let's have the EV that we can charge for $10 overnight with all renewable energy powering it. Like, I can just do that. That's easy. So, that car is already here. That doesn't need to come here on a ship powered by diesel. Like,
it didn't even make it into this episode, but you're still more sensible than Stellantis, who announced the Super V version of the
fucking room. We should have Nolan on to talk about Stellantis nonsense. Because
I would love that.
They're about to announce whatever their Halo car that is replacing the Viper. Which, this is how I know that the people at Stellantis are fucking idiots. Hey, if you've got a legacy nameplate, just use it, you fucking morons. Why? You don't need to come up with a different name for your sports car, even if it's not a real Viper. Just call it a Viper. You've got the IP. Use the IP. We're at IP slop time in our lives. Just Dodge's entire business model is nostalgia. Use the nostalgic name, you fucking idiots. I feel crazy. We're not talking about it this week. Sorry, folks. But like, Ford just named their little EV that we all thought was going to be the Ranchero. It's the Fathom. What the fuck? What do you mean it's the Fathom? Like a nautical term? Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's a reference to how Cybertrucks can float.
No, they can't. I haven't seen it.
It can be used as a boat for a short period of time.
Elon, please test it. Please test it alone in the middle of the Atlantic. It'll be fine, buddy. It'll be fine. Victoria.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, that was an hour, and we're just getting to the depressing topic now. That was the fun one.
What do you mean that was the fun one? Victoria, this isn't me doing a bit. What do you mean that was the fun one? Oh, now we're going into defense industry. Yeah. No. I see how that was the fun. I see how oil is more fun than missiles. Yeah.
Well, because the other thing I was like is like, this is I started writing these notes before the Fathom was announced or before the Super B came out, because those would have been like easy fun dunks, right? But I was like, I'm gonna do the hard hitting episode. It's our 25th episode. We should make it count. We should I want people to feel like they've learned something after listening to us this week. And so I decided I would do some research into the defense industry's cannibalization of the American auto industry.
This is
Because
I accidentally stumbled into a related topic that will remind me at the end because it will actually segue perfectly into the car I bought, and it's upsetting. So yeah, I'm so game.
so this got kicked off because I mean like I read Reuters because I'm me. Because I can't
Transsexual
afford a financial
C-SPAN.
I can't afford a Financial Times subscription, so Reuters is the next best thing. Um, and Reuters' Mike Stone wrote up a feature on how the defense industry is turning to other what?
Sorry. Mike Stone, Butch Blues. Please continue. Please continue.
um, on how like the American defense industry is kind of reinventing itself in a Silicon Valley manner. And they're poaching a lot of talent from traditional manufacturing, and they are learning some tricks and tips from the American automotive industry. And so the background here is, again, I'm going to go back to the long ago time of the Biden administration and 2022. Again, do you remember when Russia invaded Ukraine?
I do. Once again, Vladimir Putin, I don't agree with your methods, but I do thank you for curtailing the F1 career of Nikita Mazepin. It was tough to watch that one year, and you really saved us from he would probably still be there. So,
so the U.S. Started selling or providing war material to Ukraine after Russia invaded them. And that means that we are out of solid rocket motors, just like entirely. We've burned through about 50,000 of them in the past 4 years. Because we've sent Ukraine like $70 billion just in weapons. That's not even counting other forms of aid. And I mean, the thing is, like, people will accuse me of being a tanky on the internet constantly, but I do think that this was like a good thing and we should do it. Because I can evaluate reality, and I'm an anti-imperialist above all other things.
When people are screaming the tanky word online, can you describe this for our friends that are just here for cars and maybe don't understand communism and online discourse?
Being a tanky is being somebody who it stems from the 1956 decision. Oh god, I have to make sure I get it right. I've finished that entire drink that my wife gave me, and it was really strong. It was it was when Hungary rolled in tanks on protesters at the urging of the Soviet Union, and they were like a mixture of pro-democracy protesters and like some communists who were of differing like non-Soviet type, and also some like CIA agitators, whatever.
Neat.
That's just kind of table stakes for the 50s. That isn't what it refers to nowadays. Usually it's just like something you call a communist on the internet if you don't like them. But usually it's leveled against people who are seen as being like, because they are anti-America, they are pro-America's enemies.
Yeah.
And so theoretically it would be somebody who is like, oh, I don't like Ukraine because I think Russia is like still a cool communist state, which is not a real opinion I have seen almost anybody have.
No, because history.
You would need to be really stupid.
History ended.
Like,
Francis
Fukuyama in shambles.
I want to Photoshop him just doing the "here we fucking go again" like.
But yeah, so like it being called a tanky would be like, oh, you must support Russia, and it's like, no, I don't. I think it's good that the United States has given Ukraine military aid. It's kind of like occasionally NATO does some good stuff. They did some good shit in the 90s. This is what and like there are a lot of communists who failed on that front. There are some who failed on this front, where it's like, oh, I have to oppose the U.S. at all turns, and it's like, no, occasionally. Sometimes good things happen. Jordan, why did your room just turn into gamer lighting?
I don't know. Did I accident? Oh, Beepo touched the remote for the LED lamp. Beepo changed my lighting. I was literally like, why did that change? I don't have a button near me. Can I? Beepo. Okay, goodbye.
Anyway,
I wasn't scolding you.
It's good to be sent the weapon. It's good to be sent Ukraine weapons, and they should have the right to defend their sovereignty, and determine their own future. But anyway, we sent them a lot of attackums, ATACMS.
That's not real.
And,
That's not
and
real.
HARMS.
Harms?
High-speed anti-radiation missiles.
What the fuck does that mean? What?
They're a type of war material. I have no idea.
Anti-radiation missiles?
High-speed anti-radiation
Oh,
missiles.
I wonder if they can't be seen by radar. I wonder if it's that kind of radiation.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just like, that is the most, like, Fallout weapon shit I have ever heard.
The AGM-88 is a very common type that is designed to home in on electronic transmissions coming from surface-to-air radar systems.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And the anti-radiation missile is designed to home in on enemy radio emissions and just blow them up.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I just thought attackums and harms was proof we got to pay the acronym guys more.
They're really good at what good at what they do. They're maybe the
only people
in the defense industry making honest work. And listeners, this is why we're a great duo, is because we both got to the exact same joke at the exact same time. And that's podcasting genius. That's consistency, baby. This seems bad. I mean, I'm not giving weapons to Ukraine, just it feels like maybe we shouldn't have given them all of those.
Well, so here's the thing, right? It's like, it was a good thing to give them weapons. We helped Ukraine pretty substantially during the Biden admin, and much more than any single European ally could really individually contribute. Because they just didn't have the weapon stockpile, and we did. So it's like, okay, makes sense.
And have they said thank
the problem,
you?
Ukraine? I think quite a bit, actually.
Sorry, I always remember that
just think of that scene of Trump, like, insulting...
No, it was J.D. Vance. Trump would have at least been, like, kind of funny about it, but Vance is the one who's just, like... I mean, that was when everyone was photoshopping him with the weird face. The fat baby face.
I think people still do that.
He's been less visible lately, I think, because he was, quote-unquote, fixing Iran, and then
How'd that go?
Let me take a big sip of my coffee and look at oil prices.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's like, in the same sense of the oil stockpile release in 2022, it was like, well, this isn't like a terrible idea on the face of it, and it's probably a good idea to shore up supply, but also you should definitely have a long period of trying to restock again afterward. And so if you were going to start a war of choice with Iran, maybe right now wasn't the best time. You can presumably see how many missiles you have in your own military. We spend a lot of money on it. Assuredly, there's like a Google sheet somewhere.
Yeah, there's got to be a docs, right? There's got to be an Excel form that someone can look at. And if there's not, we should be running the Pentagon.
Yeah. So in any case, we don't have any missiles, and the DoD has asked for a 44% increase in funding to $1.5 trillion for fiscal year 2027. That is, the budget is now finally the same as it was at the height of World War II in inflation-adjusted dollars.
And remind me what the stakes of World War II were versus now, Victoria.
Well, it was whether or not global fascism would destroy all of humanity.
History rhymes, baby.
So in any case, this is kind of the background. It's similar to the oil thing, right? And so it's like, this brings us to Mike Stone's piece for Reuters. And I'm going to just quote directly from him, because I think this is kind of funny. Quote, California-based Castellion, which makes solid rocket motors and hypersonic weapons, turned to the auto industry for sophisticated electronic components used in advanced driver assistance systems and electric vehicles to help steer its missiles to targets. These auto industry processors, known as Field Programmable Gate Arrays, or FPGAs for all the rest of us, can be bought at a tenth of the cost and obtained 6 times faster than comparable versions used in the auto industry, or in the aerospace industry. Chief Operating Officer Sean Pitt said. I did some just a tiny bit of background searching on this guy. You want to guess where he worked before he worked at Castellion?
Pitt University, because that's the funniest answer with how his last name is spelled.
No. I'm sorry. Sean Pitt worked at SpaceX's launch and human spaceflight sales division in Europe.
Sales?
Yep.
Huh. Cool.
He was the guy who was going to, Germany and being like, hey, you want to put a spy satellite up? You should send it up with us. Because private industry does spaceflight now. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Castellion's like a real company with like actual test products, and they have $150 million in Navy contracts already.
That That seems,
and unfortunately,
yeah.
I hate to give this to them. Please, I beg forgiveness. This is something I need. Like, people can be mad at me for this, but their graphic design goes crazy.
Oh, should I pull this shit up?
Their website is so fucking cool.
Does this link take me to their website? This...
it does,
okay,
yes.
Cool. Ah, damn
yes,
it. No, that looks good as fuck.
I know. It was really upsetting because I was like, oh my god, this website's cool as hell. It looks like it's a bunch of... It's probably run by a bunch of chuds who, like, watched 2008's Iron Man and were like, oh, damn, this is so cool. We should be like Tony Stark. But the thing is that they actually pulled it off, and it is cool as hell. They're still all going to hell because they work there, right? But especially, like, their Blackbeard graphic for the hypersonic missiles for the FA-18, that procurement contract, goes crazy.
Yeah, sorry, I am killing... I'm letting my inner Ace Combat player out for a second. Unfortunately, please quit your job, your graphic designer. You don't have to do this, but incredible work. You should go work in racing. That's only slightly worse than anything going on here.
Yeah,
I mean, slightly better. Slightly better.
Do you remember, like, this thing from 2020 where we couldn't get chips for cars?
I do remember when we couldn't get chips for cars, because everything is computer.
So, this article goes on to quote a bunch of other, like, companies ranging from, like, Castilian to, like, a couple other startups I've never heard of, and, like, Anduril, and, what's the other?
Anduril is Palmer Luckey's company, right? That's...
I think so,
the weird Hobbit pervert who got fired from the VR company.
That's true. That's all accurate.
Allegedly.
I hate being alive.
Allegedly? Yeah, Palmer Luckey.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that guy is a chud and sucks. If you ever want to...
That's not alleged. He
yeah,
is a chud.
If you, that one's, that's editorial First Amendment protected opinion.
Yeah.
He has the most embarrassing Time magazine cover of anyone, and that is saying something. So if you want to feel better about that guy, also there are a bunch of they make a bunch of retro consoles still. That guy still funds a bunch of video game stuff. Don't buy that. Don't buy that.
Yeah, no.
Don't buy that.
No. That's if you're like squishy on the Xbox thing, I that's fine, but like do not fucking buy Palmer Luckey's retro gaming shit. Please, I beg you.
Don't.
That one's real. Stop listening to us if you're gonna go buy that. I can't. I can't do that one.
Just literally go buy a used console. Just pay a little bit more, or just emulate everything.
We have Pink Gorilla Games right here in Seattle. They sell refurbished stuff. Go get one of those. Yeah. It's fine.
Support your local.
Anyway, yeah. So like this is gonna be a supply crunch, I think, for like auto industry people as they try to get parts that are now being cannibalized. Because the thing is, right, is like a military FPGA in traditional procurement terms costs a ton of money. And so even paying double what the auto industry pays is still going to be really cheap. So on a $150 million naval contract, you probably got a lot of room to fuck around there. The subtext I was pulling from Stone's piece was, oh God, we're going to do COVID to ourselves again. To some degree. Because we have no missiles left, and we're in the middle of a war. Granted, we could always theoretically unfuck the beehive, but I don't think we're going to do that.
Not unless some people get very smart in a way they haven't. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
It could happen. Like, anything is theoretically possible, because we live in the present. But, you know...
Yeah, well, so, and this is just kind of like one part of the going crisis with like the defense industry soaking up a bunch of part supply for like the auto industry. And this is something that like, I don't think you're going to see effects of this immediately. Like if you're like, should I go buy a car right now? It's like, no, but like in the next 18 months, maybe think about it. Because I think that this is probably going to get worse unless we can somehow, again, unfuck the beehive on Iran and we don't fuck any more beehives, which I have low faith. But it gets worse. Again, it keeps... I love doing this. I love getting the but it gets worse in there.
We are truly the 9 Inch Nails of automotive podcasts. The Twin Peaks, the return of automotive podcasts.
So, the Wall Street Journal had previously reported that Trump admin officials were chatting with Mary Barra from GM and Jim Farley from Ford to switch some of their manufacturing capability to munitions and like other defense products to try and replace all of this depleted missile stock and put the US on quote wartime footing in the words of Pete Hegseth.
So from Pete Hegseth, it was more like war to. God, I love that I love that we're being led by a drunk Fox News host who doesn't believe in washing his hands. You know it smells crazy in there.
The White House, they're going to need to use industrial amounts of Febreze if there's ever another president after this.
Well, they've demolished most of the White House, so you can't let the stink in.
The ballroom is going to be, if they ever actually finish building it,
that's not real, right?
Smell.
Yeah, like that's not real, right? Like he's not living to see that be built. Like we will see generations like the Sistine Chapel, like before everything's completed. What was the building they just finished in Italy after like 1,000 years or something?
Oh, are you talking about the Sagrada Familia?
I think so. Yeah. They were just like, oh, it's done, and I'm just like, that was hundreds of years. I didn't think we still built on that timetable. Sorry, Italy, I was unfamiliar with your game.
Anyway, so the US has some precedent for this, and I know this because at the very beginning of my auto journalism career, the first real byline I ever had was I was a weekend writer for Jalopnik, and I started like the first weekend in March.
Folks, the weekend editor position at Jalopnik is you want a job in the industry? You're taking over the entire website all weekend because everyone else works Monday to Friday, fucker. Like, you might have a feature that goes up over the weekend, but like, yeah. Being offered the weekend editor position by Patrick George is why I had a mental breakdown and almost did a grippy sock vacation, and that's why I never actually took that job. So, congrats on making it further than I did on that one, sister.
I only did it for like a month and a half because it was like 8 articles a day for like 2 days.
The pace of that position is who's the current weekend editor?
I have no idea. They're also a very different site now than they were then. I'm not sure if it's 8 articles a day or whatever. But in any case, I did it the first week of March 2020. So I remember writing. I had to search for this for quite a while, but I remember writing the article about how quote, this is my headline I chose: General Motors to help ventilator manufacturer get more out the door. And it was just a big story with quotes from Mary Barra about the getting ventilators manufactured using GM's expertise and potentially facilities for people dying of COVID.
Yeah, this was...
And I did a bunch of research on it, and I was like, if you ever were curious why I'm like this, why I see the auto industry as inseparable from all of the rest of the world we live in, being the weekend editor for Jalopnik as COVID started shutting down the entire United States really is a big part of it.
Yeah, it is a real, like, open your third eye, decalcify your pineal gland, like, you can see everything.
Also, I just want to, not to say that I've always been like this, because I did come from, like, a very conservative family background. It took some time to deprogram myself, and I definitely had opinions I'm not, like, thrilled with when I was younger. But 6 years ago, I'm quoting myself, Elon Musk, of course, has talked an enormous game, but as of this publication, has not actually done anything to make ventilators, and kept his employees in danger far longer than was moral or necessary, despite orders to shut down. Everybody who's ever hired me had to have known I was like this. I don't know how I ever worked in the auto industry. It's insane.
It's because there needs to be a couple people like you working at any one time.
Insane communists.
Yeah. You need people with good politics to balance out the 90% who have the most fascist politics you can imagine. I remember when all the F1 teams, a bunch of the F1 teams also started making, like, there was that little they turned their fabrication departments to make little NHS usable ventilators. early 2020. It was
Fever
grim.
dream.
It's more
was
grim
awful.
than your body and brain lets you remember.
Yes. No, it was really
bad. It was
really,
as bad.
bad and really scary.
Weird.
And that's the thing that I see people really relitigating, and it's like I had a relatively easy experience from a disease exposure profile because I worked a tech job at NASA, and we went remote pretty early, and so I didn't have to like expose myself, and it was still really bad. I can't imagine how bad it would have been if you were working frontline shit, as many people were, including Tesla employees for quite a while, because he kept the plants going for much longer than they should have been. But in any case, it was bad. But I remember that, and so we have precedent for this whole, let's convert our auto plants into defense manufacturing. I mean, we've done that forever. That's kind of like how the auto industry got going in the 50s. Is like they were churning out 1,000, SS we built this yesterday is a minute, and then they were like, what if we did this with cars, and we just like made the fins higher every year, and that's how you get the 50s.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's that entire plot point.
Industrial quantities of racism and chrome.
Yeah, absolutely. You can run a Bel Air off of pure hatred of minorities. I don't know if most people remember that. Like, but yeah.
Leaded hatred of minorities.
Leaded, yeah. Unleaded doesn't work.
So, in any case.
Unleaded, you get George Lucas driving the longest car you've ever heard.
So, This also might be part of why Mary Barra has announced that GM expects shortly to receive a $1 billion plus contract from the U.S. Army to supply, they call it the M130 Infantry Squad Vehicle. It's a fucking Colorado ZR2. It's genuinely, they're just selling the military Colorado ZR2s, which is... It's just got the diesel 4 instead of the turbo gas 4. It is literally a Colorado ZR2 with a bunch of bolt-on shit.
Oh, this is the Chudnot.
As an infantry carrier.
It's the Chudnot.
It is the Chudnot.
Oh.
That's the new infantry vehicle.
Hendrix Motorsport touches these?
Wait.
God damn it. Sorry.
You're blowing up my spot. You're blowing up my spot.
I pulled up a Wikipedia page and then became very angry.
Wait, it gets worse. Just, again, not to talk too much about my previous career as an auto writer, but
it's your current career again. You understand that we're just doing this again?
No, I'm a podcaster. That's a different thing.
But we still talk about cars for a living.
It's much more shameful, Jordan.
Well, yes, that's why
being a being a writer is like almost prestigious.
Yes, and being a podcaster is the sort of thing like, again, when I had to admit that this is what I did for a living to the bank yesterday, I felt like I ate an ortolan songbird without the covering, so God saw all of my shame.
Great pull.
I've been thinking about ortolan songbirds a lot because the only bit of gaming YouTube I still watch, Astro Goblin, because it is two funky dudes hanging out with their T-girlfriend playing video games. They like Hannibal a lot. Hannibal Ortolan Songbird. Therefore, I have Ortolan Songbirded myself. Also, there's that passage of the Anthony Bourdain book about when he got invited to a secret meeting of chefs where they all did it with the you eat it with the covering over your head to hide your shame from God, which again, maybe just don't eat it. It didn't sound great. Also, you're eating a whole bird. A whole bird. Like whole. Bones, beak and all. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do it.
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry to be a former vegetarian, but like, look, come on.
But in any case, I wrote an article in 2023 when I reviewed the ZR2 and we drove it through Nevada, where I titled it Mad Max's pickup truck, and it really makes that seem a lot darker, because I was like, this would be so cool for like an end of society sort of like scenario, because it's just like it just destroys desert. It's so overbuilt. I love those trucks. They're one of my favorite GM products. They've got the cool multi-matic spool valve shocks. You can jump them. It was the first and I think only vehicle in my career I jumped.
Have you not?
Meaning
I was about to say, I was like, because
I jumped a Raptor, but that was like a specific jump thing. This was just me like hauling ass through the desert with Lynyrd Skynyrd blasting on the stereo with a GM engineer next to me, like Give it more gas, you fucking pussy.
He's like, you should be listening to Dire Straits' Buddy for Nothing right now, idiot. Push it.
No, there was a period where I turned off the traction control entirely and put on Freebird. And I like the entire length of the song went through, and then I got the, hey, you should slow down. Your brakes are at a temperature that is unsafe.
Well, at least it told you.
Yeah,
I like when a car goes, hey, we have a lot of fun here. You need to stop having fun for a while.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, I was using the brakes as, like, the main way to pitch in for corners, so I was, like, stabbing them constantly.
I mean, that's correct for a big truck like that off-road, right? Yeah.
It was, yeah, it was awesome, but, like, it was very much like, okay, I'm doing 70 miles an hour for, like, 7 straight minutes in the desert. It's fair for it to be kind of hot.
On the desert with a car with no name, and I...
In any case... so they're selling the M130 infantry squad vehicle to the U.S. military. And this is reporting via Summer Ballantyne at the Detroit News, who she does a lot of stuff that's relevant to us. I kind of want to have her on the show.
Yeah, Summer seems great.
But she quoted Mary Barra during an investor talk, and she said, Mary Barra said, "We're focusing our efforts on strengthening supply chain management, improving manufacturing readiness, and expanding production capacity in ways that serve the United States and its allies well."
Mary. One of those isn't like the others.
Over time, all of this should make GM Defense a more meaningful and diversified contributor to our earnings.
I am leaving. I am going to just leave the glasses off further. I put it back on, listener. It was a bad idea.
I'm worried that you're going to push your thumbs directly into your brain. Like... I'm glad we're getting the stickers soon, because you're going to need them.
Yeah, to put over both of my eyes forever in the hollow holes in my skull where I used to see after I have set myself to the shapes place forever like a 70s acid casualty.
Now, Jordan, you might ask me, I thought GM divested all of its defense holdings to General Dynamics in 2003, Victoria.
I did actually think that they had gotten out of the defense game.
You would be right. But they started it back up in 2017, shortly after Mary Barra started running the company again, after Trump took office.
Have I been too nice to that woman for a really long time?
We have been too nice to her. She was like, we were like, she's the only woman to ever run an American car company. Like, that's kind of cool. And I was like, sometimes you love to see a girl boss winning, but not like this, you don't.
This doesn't feel good.
We need these girl bosses to fucking lose.
We need this girl boss to at least, hey, you could just make cars. Think about that. You're a car company.
So, you did blow up my spot, but these are Chevy Colorados. They're selling to the Army, modified by Rod Hall Motorsports, which is their like factory ZR2 off-road racing team that does like King of the Hammers and stuff, and Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah.
At which point I wrote the phrase, "Are you shitting my ass?" directly in the notes. So we had the same response to that. Now, you might remember Hendrick Motorsports from such hits as, like, NASCAR or whatever, but what I remember them from, the reason that I said, "Are you shitting my ass?" is you might remember Rick Hendrick, the head and namesake of Hendrick Motorsports, getting a $2.25 million no-bid contract to supply ICE with SUVs, and whose nephew got an end-of-term pardon from Trump right before he left office after January 6th. Because he had a prior conviction of conspiracy to commit insider trading. That Rick Hendrick. You know what? It was the most heartbreaking shit for me when I did the research for this? Do you know who signed the thing thanking Trump for pardoning him?
No.
Hendrick, obviously.
Well, yes,
but Jeff Gordon.
Jeff! No!
I know!
Come on, dog!
We can't have anything. Jordan, we can't have anything.
And here, NASCAR was doing so well at being woker than IndyCar. They were doing so good at it. Now, I had forgotten the ICE SUVs, if I'm honest, because, one, that was a year ago. And do you know how many things happened in the last year? Everything ever has happened in the last year. Every day is a decade. We live in hell.
Damn, my wife may be a really strong...
You want another one?
if you so here's the thing, right? Is like all of this aside, I found a really fascinating car review that I wanted to read an excerpt
I
for
love
you.
car reviews. Please hit me with it.
Okay. Quote: The infantry squad vehicle is not operationally effective for employment in combat and ESD missions against a near-peer threat. The vehicle lacks the capability to deliver effective fires, provide reliable communication, and force protection. The rifle company equipped with the ISVs did not successfully avoid enemy detection, ambushes, and engagements during majority of their missions. In developmental testing, the ISV demonstrated mean miles between operational mission failure, or MMBOMF, far below its required 1,200 MMBOMF. The major failures included loss of steering capability, cracked and bent seat frames, and engine cracks and overheating. To top it off, quote, and this is directly from this publication, over 60% of the soldiers expressed dissatisfaction with the ISV's ride comfort. End quote.
Hi, beep beep. Yeah, mom is suffering right now listening to. Is this. I'm sorry. Is this just. Is the reviewer here just the Pentagon?
This is from the Director of Operational Test and Evaluation for the fiscal year 2021, Nicholas H. Guertin. Guertin? I think he should come on the
Hard
show,
or hardly
honestly.
Guertin, am I right? She's a Guerter, baby. This.
Well, now he's never
No,
gonna
I'm
come
sorry.
on
I
the show.
did fuck that immediately. Is that? Oh, I'm literally stealing your next note. Is this good? Like, I don't like. One, of course, you did avoid detection. They're pickup trucks. Like,
Well, they're the thing that's funny is, like, I recommend everybody who's listening to this episode to go look at a picture of this truck, because it's a pickup truck where they replaced the bed with a bunch of rows of seats. Like you're sitting in an airport waiting
it
lounge.
looks like a shittier layout than literally the Halo Warthog. Yeah.
Literally, yes. And I mean, the thing is like, they made a bunch of recommendations to, like, please improve this because it's not really usable for the military. And of course the Pentagon came back and was like, well, we're just going to use it to, like, transport troops. We aren't going to use it for all these things you're saying we're going to use it for. But, like, that isn't how the military works. And some of the stuff, they're just like, yeah, we're not changing it. Like, they said they'd reinforce the seats or whatever, but some of it they were like, yeah, we're not making the seats any better. Like, we'll make them stop cracking as much, but they're not going to be comfortable. What the fuck do you think this is?
You want lumbar?
You should have become an officer.
Yeah, you shouldn't have signed up at the strip mall if you wanted lumbar support, Marine. Yeah.
So yeah, is this good? GM reported $3.9 billion in profit from April to June.
Oh.
Of this year, up $1 billion from the same period last year, and raised its overall earnings projections to $16 billion before tax for this year. How are they making this much money, you might ask me, Jordan?
I do, considering Volkswagen lost every dollar, all of them, this feels bad.
Yeah, well,
we shouldn't be doing well. None of
Mary Barra said to investors that Americans are still fucking feral for full-size trucks, and elevated gas prices would, quote, have to happen for a long period of time before people would make potentially a different decision. End quote. And then once again, via Summer Valentine from the Detroit News, this is just directly from a story I'll link in the description. GM CFO Paul Jacobson on Tuesday said GM continues to save money by paring down EV manufacturing, which had been unprofitable but necessary under now toothless tailpipe emissions limits. He said GM expects $1 billion to $1.5 billion in savings this year from right-sizing its EV business, and at least another $500 million in savings related to eased federal enforcement of emissions rules. End quote.
Is that good? So, I mean, like, if they want to shoot, like, I don't know, the GMC Hummer in the head, yeah, like, duh. Yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
Sure.
But, like, they made some of the best EVs on the market. And
now we're dragging the bolt out back and shooting in the back of the head.
Well,
I'm sorry, did you want a Silverado 2500?
No, I mean, I don't...
You're making a face at me. What are you going to say?
Is this where I admit what I bought? Okay.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. I'm done now. It only took me an hour and 35 minutes, but I've finished my 2 pieces of news for this week.
All right, here's some preamble. My wife, my dear Stella, and I have been, we realized we were just kind of we were talking about doing a lot of things and then not actually doing them in terms of like hobbies things together. The Miata didn't work out for tracking an autocross because it needed genuinely far too much work to make it even passable for a safety inspection. Which is why I sold it to men who turned it into an exo set, I do believe. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, Stella has been, we had kind of cooled on it, and then, it finally was hitting us where we don't want this to be our proverbial boat that we always talked about and never got, And both of us have been a little depressed, and maybe a couple of our regular hobbies have become also sources of depression. Because do you know how hard it is to enjoy video games when that industry is also the worst?
Gone.
Yeah.
And half the games you can't actually play anymore because they're
EA,
trying to go
Saudis,
by the boycott.
Xbox, BDS. The one Xbox game I am playing, I don't know if I thanked. Shout out to the listener, Sophia, who worked at Double Fine, who did give me a code for a thing that I'm not going to talk about any further because I don't want to give it promo. But I can say, hey, don't spend money on it. Don't spend money on Forza Horizon 6, and don't spend money on Halo. Don't spend money on Xbox games. All power to the folks at Double Fine. I hope Independence goes well. Really cool that we had a listener who worked at Double Fine, considering Psychonauts is one of those games I played as a child that made me like this. Anyways, back to
Thank you for making her a powerful podcaster.
Thank you. Stella and I have been doing, we're doing okay. She's got a great job. We realized we were just kind of not doing anything. Our life had not changed in terms of us doing, like, other than I quit my day job, but that was because this is doing well,
Well, and the day job sucked.
The day job also was miserable, and the
day job was treating you like shit.
Oh, Charlotte doesn't work there anymore. Don't go to Mimics Market in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Jesus Christ.
Don't. Bad people. God bless them. They're still queer people. If you have nowhere else to go play your games that you feel safe, still go. But, maybe don't give them money. Anyways,
yeah, as somebody who got all of Jordan's text messages for the better part of a year, at least 6 months, where it was really getting bad. Yeah, that's probably
fair.
It
turns out when someone promises you ownership of a business and then doesn't give you that leads to bad feelings. So, anyways, Stella and I decided we were going to buy a car. Originally, we were looking at buying a GR86, like a new one, because that comes with a free track day. And, but financing
you didn't end up
financing a thing that we were going to take to the track scared the shit out of both of us.
Yeah,
so we decided to start looking at used cars. And then
I'm looking at the used car right now. Oh my god.
And then
Jordan.
A friend of mine in Portland, love you, Alexis, she just bought a C5 Z06. And maybe there was one C5. We bought a C6. We bought a 05 C6. We bought a first year C6, which is basically like a C5 with C6 body panels. It's silver.
Holy shit.
It has just over 52,000 miles. It is a 6-speed manual.
It has Corvette logos embossed in the taillights.
It's slutty little tramp stamps. That's how I've been thinking about. It has Corvette emblems lovingly painted onto the taillights, which is
Jordan, this is all well and good, but the podcast is not successful enough for the jorts budget you're going to need to maintain.
I know. I was thinking about wearing a pair of white New Balances that you only see on Corvette owners and family annihilators. the crisp, clean white shoes of a man who will eventually kill himself and his entire family. But yeah, I don't know. My wife and I stared into the abyss of everything going on, and we went, fuck it, dog. So yeah, this is, plus, as I was explaining to you, and as Matt Farrer explained to me, I can write this out on my taxes. But also, it's like, I've been really inspired by what Alanis King has been doing video-wise since she went independent.
Yeah.
And I want to fuck around with making, like, vloggy content with it. I want Victoria and I are already talking about the Tran Girlismo road trips.
Well, I've had this route plan,
which
for
we
ages,
should do
like
in this car. Earlier. What better car to do?
I want to do the last long road trip story I did as an independent writer was the last Great American Road Trip, where I kind of like meditated on the continued sort of collapse of America and its rejection of me personally. And now I want to do the first great post-American road trip after the myth has been shattered. And visit all of the sites that kind of like, every individual dent in the armor that has led us to this moment. And yeah, a Corvette would be a good car for
especially since, again, it gets 34 miles to the gallon on the highway. It's not bad on the highway.
The thing that's crazy about it, right, is like one of my best friends in the whole world has a car that it looks exactly like this. Drew is listening, and he has a silver C6 Corvette that has the 5-spoke wheels. It is the New Balance spec. He's let me drive it. It kicks ass.
It fucking rocks, is the problem.
If you would like to, like, this is Eisenhower's muscle car, right? Like, this is, if you were going to build the interstate highway system, this is the vehicle you would pair it with. It is American exceptionalism in a front engined rear-wheel drive sports coupe. It is the mile eater of all time.
It's on...
Because, you put it in 6th, it'll get 34 miles a gallon. You drop 3 gears, and then cool. That fancy dentist in front of you with his 911 sure looks like a faggot.
Absolutely,
now,
he does.
He?
And I'm gonna. I don't like how I am trying to enjoy. If I have been born an American by the random happenstance of events beyond my control, I should celebrate the end of Empire in the most iconic bit of Empire. I am genuinely... I can think of this Corvette as I am going to actually do performance art with it. I am not joking. I am going to do weird shit with it.
This is drag.
It is drag. It is literally I have been...
This is coming out with an American flag bikini and like a beehive wig. And like doing singing "God Bless America" at the fucking gay bar.
This is this is my 911 never forget car. This is like, these colors don't run. It's fantastic. It is so... I drove it expecting it to be squeaky, rattly, awful.
I mean, to be fair, like, Drew, I love you, and I love your car, but yours kind of is a little squeaky and rattly.
There's nothing. It's comfortable. It's got the selective ride control. This was basically a full spec base model Vet. It had the preferred equipment package, which means it's got heated seats, memory, everything. It's got the really terrible in-dash nav that still fucking works. It knows where I am, actually. The steering is the best steering I have ever experienced on a vehicle not named the Ferrari 458, which I really did not think it was going to be that good, but also kind of goes to show you that modern tires will really bring an older car alive. It's on Pilot Sport 3s, all season 3s. Yeah, I love it a lot.
I had a fucking Maisto Sam's Club special model of this exact car sitting on my bookshelf as a kid. Like silver and everything.
It's it makes me...
I gotta find it so I can give it to you and you can do the regular car
Here's
reviews.
The toy car.
Here's my toy car. Here's my real car.
Like...
Oh my
I
God.
wanted
Jordan,
to
I
drive it
just
and maybe hate it. There was part of me that's like, I have worked
I
myself into a thing that is I'm not actually going to like. And then I drove it for 5 minutes, and I was literally just looking over to my dad, who was in shout out.
just
No, no, no,
spiritually he
no. He was
appeared with
literally
you.
with me. I brought my father to buy the
No, like
car. No, no, no. My wife's out of town. She wanted me to go do this by myself because she was worried it would leave. Because again, it's so nicely kept. Like everything works, everything's nice. Shout out the folks at Northside Imports. If you're in Pittsburgh and you need a used car, they've been in business for like 50 years. Very sweet guys. Aggressively gendered me correctly the entire time. They might be
damn.
listening because they accidentally overheard me talking about needing to record with you tonight when Stella called me on the phone. And then they're like, "You got an automotive podcast that's doing well?" And I was like, "Well, time to explain Tran Girlismo to these nice Italian men." But they are, they've been in business for 50 years. I did so much digging on this dealership to see if they were good, but I never saw anyone say anything negative about them because they're like a family shop that'll make things right. I plan on taking it back to them for service. I genuinely do. Um, yeah, I already.
I just I the thing is like this upsets me because like I already wrote the description of the show as a pair of car loving millennials, and now I have to change it to be like a millennial and a
It
boomer.
does feel like I was having a hot flash earlier, and I'm like, oh wow, the menopause has started. Cool, sick. I did it to myself. No, we're gonna.
The spec is crazy. This is just like this is such a like you should go to like a car show somewhere in rural Pennsylvania with a folding chair and just like sit there sipping like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, but like pre-ironic
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
You know, like before hipsters got
Here
to
in
it.
Pittsburgh, it would probably be an icy light. Yeah,
Oh yeah, there we go.
I've only driven it maybe 20 miles. I had to go to Target on my way home, which meant I parked it in which our Target is a city Target, which means it's parking underneath and Target above, which means I was just hearing it reverberate off.
Yeah, they do sound
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
They sound
I've not
so
owned a
good.
V8 before. I hate how much it does something for me.
Welcome to owning a Miata with chest hair that it pops out of the third button of its shirt. That's what a Corvette is, right? It's like it's a really, really well put together car that you don't expect to be actually that good, and then you drive it and you're like, oh shit. It's just that the Corvette is like, you know,
So
it's
I am now the second trans woman who has bought and if you count my wife, which you should, because again, if I am paying her back for my half of this, so
yeah.
thank you, Stella. Everyone say thanks, Stella, for being the best wife anyone could want.
Damn, I need my wife to
She's
buy me a
off
Corvette.
playing. My wife's off playing roller derby. There's a maroon on maroon 30th edition automatic with a manual that's like $4,000 because it has a salvage title.
Wait, automatic with
No,
a
I'm so
manual.
sorry. A convertible with a manual.
There we go. Okay.
That was going to be the other because there's a K car for sale in town.
Oh,
I
those are
know, but there
everywhere
was part
now.
of me that goes really bad C4 Corvette, kind of okay K car. What if we did that instead? And my wife was like,
Can you please
C6,
get a
get the
car that
good
works?
C6. Don't
Yeah.
get something with.
Your wife was like, I have a real job. Could you
She's
buy
like,
a
we're
car
doing
for
really well.
adults,
Usually we
please?
don't have to. Hey, she's like, hey, I know you were basically homeless before we met, but also you don't got to live like that anymore, baby girl. Um, I still operate in
Oh,
I have no money forever brain, which is not. But yeah, we're gonna
Jordan,
do
I have seen what God has done for you, and I want that for me.
which is why I'm just like, look, dog. Let's swing it. Let's buy you buy the Lumina with t-shirt money. Come on, it'll be great. No, your Patreon dollars go towards this, and I will be making stuff for us with it, so it will not be.
I do think like an actual. I think it'd be insanely cool to do a road trip vlog type deal.
I very
with
much
this,
want
and I think
to.
we should do it
And
at some
this
point.
is not like I don't want to become one of those podcasts that just talks about these projects and doesn't do it, but I think the two of us are both driven enough that I want to do it.
Just go to. I mean, it was like, I think the other thing too is like, it just go to autocross and talk about it. I mean, like, it is weird to have one of the things that I feel like is very alienating for me, at least, is like, obviously, Jordan's life position is slightly different than mine. I rely on the podcast to pay rent, so I don't have a car, and like, I feel weirdly alienated from car culture sometimes, because like, why did I get into this? It's because I loved cars. And so I think it's good for at least one of us to have some sort of connection to car culture writ large, whether it's going to autocross or like just being able to take road trips, do photography of their car, modify it. And I don't think it would be a main focus of the show, but I think it would be a fun side thing. I mean, like, we talked about geopolitics for an hour and a half, and now are just getting to your new Corvette, which
it's
is
the Tran Girlismo experience, baby. Yeah. No, I genuinely, and which is why I want to, like, you know, if we were closer geographically, it would be obviously like, you know,
we'd be making videos.
Yes,
right now.
It's called Can I Make You a Key as well? It's like that. It's like I trust you with anything I drive implicitly.
Well, I do think, and like, people can tell us if they want it, because like a lot of people said they wanted a Seattle live show, and I think that incorporating that into this car's experience might be kind of cool. But you know, we got the Freedom 250 that I think we're just gonna end up doing a meetup.
We're gonna do a meetup at
because it was really difficult to get the live show figured out with a city neither of us live in. But I do think that like a Seattle live show is actually pretty reasonable, because I do know people here and I could get something organized.
I can also
easily.
do a Pittsburgh live,
and like a road trip. Yeah, I could fly out to Pittsburgh. We could do one there, drive across the country in the Corvette, and do one here. Like, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome, and that would be
doable
and
I think
vloggable.
The thing is like, so the thing that's kind of funny, right? And like, this is, I guess, administrative, but for all of our listeners, we love you immensely. I looked at our standings this past week. We were like in the top 10 automotive podcasts for America.
We regularly crack into that top 10.
I know, but that's insane, because the thing is like, every other podcast in that top 10 is like people who've been running this for at least half a decade and have like experience, probably a large budget. You know, I mean, like Matt Farah, who's been on here, is consistently in the top 3 with the smoking tire. And like, he's awesome. I love him, but the man has a lot more resources than us, and also knows what he's doing.
The Bado is a Countach. And I was almost homeless 4 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's different economies of scale, right? Like,
I literally stopped being, like, I noticed my anxiety went down in the past 2 months, and it's because I'm finally like, oh, cool, I'm going to be able to afford my apartment for the foreseeable future because of this show, specifically. Because, like, it was, you know, it's a very different space to be in than a lot of the people out there. So like, a lot of them are like, oh, they can do live shows or whatever. I mean, like, I'm on Well, There's Your Problem. They've done them too, but they've also been doing this for like 6 years. 7, I think, for Well, There's Your Problem. And, you know, they know it's like a very different environment. So we are doing our best. I've gotten finally good at product fulfillment. I realized how to use Big Cartel. I know how to get shirts and stickers that will like hold up good outside. That's and where also, I'm at. Like, so, you know, we'll figure out the rest of it from there.
Again,
but
I don't take anything that this show lets us do for granted, and I just want to do. Yeah, it's like, this is
we're transsexual podcasters for a living.
Like, do you know how much that rocks? And again, I'm not affording the Corvette off of this. It's like, it's called, oh, cool. I now make enough from this that I can pay my wife back a couple $100 a month and also pay my share of the mortgage. And I don't technically need a day job. I just want I need a part-time job. I've realized, because I've hit 2 months of being unemployed, hit the hard wall. I am depressed. I am not good at just sitting in my apartment. I'm probably getting a part-time job here soon.
You should get it. You could do that, or you could get a model railroad. Like,
model
railroad? You got the Corvette.
I don't like trains.
You got to get the white New Balance.
I know. Once again, I'm not the autistic. I'm not the autistic mommy of your dreams, listeners. I'm so sorry.
Well, so Jordan got a big V8 GM just in time for oil to disappear and General Motors to become
And as I said to you, why should I, as a beautiful transsexual, not also get some of the last gallons of American fuel? Why don't I get to do the last gas? I'm breaking barriers for our people. I'm breaking the Targa roof ceiling.
Wait, is it a Targa? Baby. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we got to go on a road trip like right now.
I mean, genuinely, I want to. Obviously, I have to talk to Stella about logistics because of like time off and like out of the house and everything. But like, my plan is like try to do 1 or 2 road trips before we store it for winter, because we are going to store it for winter. That's the bummer part. It's like, we got it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a Corvette in Pittsburgh. What are you gonna do? Drive it like over the the wreckage of the roads that swallow buses?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, I'm gonna be honest. That selective ride control, I really thought that switch would do nothing, considering it's a 21-year-old car. Noticeable difference between touring and sport.
Oh god, I'm so old.
Yeah, C6 Corvette is a C6 Corvette is about to be 3 generations old, because how many articles about the C9 have you started seeing? It's a bunch. Listeners, thank you so much for everything. I taking a week off, I think, was good for both of us. My life escalated automotively in that week because my wife and I both went, you know what? Fuck it. And like,
well, we'll see. Maybe next week I'll get like a Chevy Lumina.
You should. Or just like, I don't know, pick something on Pittsburgh Craigslist and I'll help you pick it up.
No, it's where the rust is.
Oh, you're so smart.
I live in Seattle.
Plastic fantastic, can't rust. It actually has no rust. It's beautiful. It was garage. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna thank all of the people who.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we
directly, they all directly funded your Corvette.
Before we leave, I do just want to. We've got merch open until the end of August. If you want anything from us, trangirlismo@gmail.com. We can't promise that we'll answer everyone, but we do see all your emails, and it's really cool.
We try to respond if it's something that requires a response, and if we don't, we read it.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it. I am. Don't email me. I am so.
Yeah, I am the one answering emails usually.
Email the Tran Girlismo account, because like Jordan can answer it. I got a lot of shit going on.
Someone asked me if we were gonna open a PO box, which like I guess we could, but like I don't. Yeah,
we should.
You're in Seattle.
Let's open it in like North Dakota.
It's like, where do we do it? It's somewhere in the middle.
I mean, here, and I'll mail it to you because I have all the mailing supplies.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll get a PO box this week.
Yeah, if you want to do,
and then solve that
if
problem.
anyone,
and then you can mail
if
us
anyone
stuff.
Wants to
send me a bunch of film, and then I'll tell Jordan you sent us half.
Yeah, absolutely. No. If anyone has a roll of Acronym, I would do awful things for it, as we talked about last bonus episode. I'm still so tickled that you thought the Enclave was really grim for a Jordan piece of art, and then I realized I just don't talk about all of the grim art I consume because it is a very private thing for me to exercise my demons.
Not me. My demons are out on display.
Tran Girlismo. All right. You want to hit us through the patrons?
Yes. So we have our $15 and up subscribers who help support us. They help pay my rent. They help pay Jordan's mortgage and also her Corvette fund now. They help pay Stella.
Yeah, they help pay my wife back for everything. And then also
thanks for paying.
It also
her
helps pay
wife.
our editor
wonderful.
Alex. If you've noticed the show sounding better, maybe kick us a couple bucks so we can send it to Alex. All right.
Thank you.
No, that's Alex. But anyway, we all appreciate you immensely, and so thank you to a trans woman named Allison. Nope. Stephen Chu.
Nope is what I call beep beep when she's acting wrong.
Amelia Carice. L. Clicker training rich puppy girls to love public transit. Good Girl Garage. Chud Box Enthusiast. pony fight version. The Chud is CHUD with like periods after, so
like
it's
a GI Joe vehicle. Yeah.
Yes. Bo, Great Ghouls and the Soulless. Nicholas Guerra. Synthetic Catgirl is living inside your Wi-Fi. Unemployed Queensland transsexual looking for love. Laura's living the Miata plus i3 dream.
I have let you if you leave bread to proof for too long, I have that garage lineup now too.
Two Chetots. Chetots. I don't know how that's pronounced.
Like
Courtney Shale.
Chud-tots?
Chat.
Ah.
Chat. CHATOTS. Courtney Shale. EMC. Princess of Midship Runabouts. Titania Bird. Regina Glidorium. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize.
She's reading these blind, folks.
Clocky Galadriel. Athena V. The rat in the Windows 95 3D maze screensaver.
That's a good pull.
Candy Fox. Haley Pup transflag. Because 3 of them are words. 3 of them are emojis.
Oh, very well done.
You telling me there's window behind the house? Nick the Kiwi needs Brumby tailgate chrome in Melbourne, Australia. I drive Rivians for Amazon and all I got is this stupid piss bottle. Railsmith. Dog bed. The bed Jordan's telling you about.
What?
Fuck. Dog bed, the bed Jordan is telling you about. David Bolin. Hi, chat. Stellantis hating union member. Hazelbutt. Blue Screwy. Force Femmed Yugi.
Shout out. A Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series is our culture. This is my Nick's winning, actually, I've decided, is Little Karibo coming out as a trans woman. Oh my fucking god, we won. That's 20 years of internet culture back to back to back. We did it.
Probably just going to buy a Camry instead. Ronan C. Ty. Samantha the professional Stellantis shade merchant. Ellie, oh help, I'm trapped in a podcast with. Smokestack. From under Kyler's hood, a Nissan Figaro transformation story. Oh god, I cannot not break tonight. I'm fucking
they like it when they break us.
Pittsburgh T-Girl Baseball, August 22nd, 4 p.m. at Bloomfield
I will
Park.
unfortunately be in
Ashland.
DC.
Doing burnouts in your Corvette. Adam Mancuso. Stellantis Haters Union Local 69 business agent. Grand Marquis de Sade. Kyle Clark. Studio Nixie. Totally not Saudi oil bribe money. Alex K. Cameron Shaft. It's loading, sorry. Page 2. JD Santos. Bitwise. Jeremy Tanner. Dirty sodas have infested Tim
That
Hortons.
makes sense.
Panther Body Pillow Princess. Deluxe. Her Celestial Kindliness Katrania, the first reborn, Necro Lady Prime, Kindly Princess of Death. Cassie hit its head on a running board. The two of those back to back really works for me. Stuffed Crust Punk, formerly known as Sloppy Head Enjoyer.
I appreciate
Jack.
the evolution, Sloppy Head Enjoyer.
The People's Pillow Princess. Mimi Honkshu. Bean. Bree Henry. Sable. Comrade Trash. James Gilbreth. Relentless Melancholy.
Christ.
Charlie Stengel. Can't stop, won't stop Fed posting in the Spark EV forum.
This shit does not look good on paper.
Theodora Constantine. John V. Buick. Adam Shepard. Stephen Duckworth. Phelan. Mildly Perturbed. Keep an eye out for cool rocks. Den's House of Weird Carbs brands. Asherin. Chris Hepner. Jerry at homogameragenda.com is looking for e-bike recommendations. Well, get UL certified so it doesn't burn down your house.
We should...
you do not want those... those
wait
cheap
until we
batteries.
have one Miss Katie Tight Pussy of Blue Sky on to talk about e-bikes.
Yeah.
We could do the e-bike special here. I feel like as penance for buying a V8, I need to do the e-bike special, and also,
Yeah, you probably do. Dexus, Terra Hailstorm, Will, Independent Cascadia now, hell yeah. Dr. Pepper Memorial Classic, Steph Schrader, Puppy Princess Reese is a brackets puppy toy end brackets for women who like puppy toys. Wolf Girl Boobies, but it's spelled 8008315. Emma, Public Universal Volvo. Fee Fi Fo Fetterman. New Hampshire Trans Social, August 4th, September 1st. Either one of those days. 7 p.m. at the
September
Hop Hop in
1st, because this
Manchester.
is coming
So,
out far after
September
August.
1st, yeah. Jet fuel can't melt these dreams. Nathaniel Hubble. 10s to 48. Saturday's Claire. Jenna T-Girl Kumsa Sherman Antitrust Act.
Very good.
Wingsmith. State mandated butt wiggler. Page 3 is loading, so we're doing better than we used to be.
Yeah, I was
Thanks,
I was
all.
like,
Penile preserving vaginoplasty, aka penile sparing. Nick, perpetually broken mini Bombowski. DJM.
I lived that broken mini life. You don't know hell until you have spent $6,000 on your mini only to have it break in the same way that you just spent $6,000 to fix. And that's why, sorry, I know people are like, oh, maybe she's buying a used Vantage. Maybe she's buying a Stellantis product. No, I bought the thing that is like the Swiss Army knife of reliability.
She must be from massive huge tits the way she Nantuckets her Moby Dick. Sylvia. Finn Springs. The Puelierup Yunjo Schelfchers test is a multi-stage pronunciation test that gets progressively more difficult as it continues.
Well done.
The rest of it is cut off, so you can only fit that many characters in your screen name, just so you know. Julie E. Aguilar. Team Radar Love. RC Duke. Less Tired Therapist. Chaz. Visit your local Crystal Storm dealer. I'll do that again. Visit your local Crystal Storm dealer for 0 down and 0% APR for 12 months on a certified pre-owned transsexual.
It's a good deal in this economy.
JWR. Justin Ryan. We're free. Come on.
Are we free? I'm free now.
Jerome Kelty. Patrick Kennedy. Sable Pausch. Chris Davies. Iris Spectra. Andrea Peterson, Dorley Hall's tame racing driver, Josh J, Ducky, and Selectric. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate you. I think I got everybody this time. If I missed any
Again,
of you,
please just
tell me.
email us or comment
yeah,
on the Patreon post or whatever.
Yeah, but we really appreciate you, and thanks for listening, and I hope you're enjoying the show, and we'll be back next week with maybe something less depressing.
I know what I'm doing I'm investigating what's up with Throttle House. What are those guys up to? That's what I'm doing.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That and just I know we announced that stretch goal. We're like 300 folks away from us having to do an extra bonus on Top Gear every month. So that sounds appealing to you. Trangirlismo.com and go to the Patreon.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.